Hello, my name is Karen. I want to let you know that over the past at least 10 years, I've been shooting some shows. For a while, there was 30-minute, I would do a show, and it talked about, um, so, I was doing really well helping the people. No one knew me back then, but I would do the shows on Comcast. They have educational form. And all the people there help each other to create their own masterpiece, their own show. And the show would go on public TV. I was pleased with that. I learned a lot. I did that for 5 years. Then the other thing, it was time for me to leave, and we did good things, and I learned so much interacting with people. I have a guest, talk to them, and now since I've been home the past few years doing the shows, it's much better. I could do this show anytime I want, and then I could show it to you when it's the right time. I love doing this. It really gives me a chance to speak out to many. Tell your friends. Tell your parents, your loved ones. Tell your family. It's open for all children, and it's educational. And a lot of the shows have become where they are um, being used. Watching them, especially now. I have more than 250 shows. I'm not sure if they're on YouTube, all of them, but at least 200 of them are on YouTube. And you need to just see that action, and you have an understanding. Everything I write about and talk about is all my words. And I do appreciate my husband. He and I did the shows together 10 years now, at least. And we work well together. And that's how I would share my knowledge. And then the person all I have to do is watch the show on Sunday night to learn about my ideas about faith and the planet's activity that is good and some is not so good. Then I went back and I teach. I really don't teach people, but I make them learn. I have guests on, and their nervousness. I have guests on that be nervous, calm them down, keep it peaceful, and express myself. And this is my way of helping people. What I'm doing now is doing shows that respond to social media, and we have to make the shows compatible to the good, rich children and all others. I want to tell you something. And I wrote this book. It's called Karen's Spiritual Journey. And it's a good book. It's a off take of my history of my life, all that I did, how I did this on my own. I did help with people at Comcast. They helped me. And then everyone else we learn from each other by helping one another. And it came out good. I have at least 250 shows done. Do you think? About 250 shows, maybe even more. But I try to do it once a week. But now I provide a show that meets my ideas and thoughts about what is going on in our country and with all others. Right now it's pretty close. Both our presidents are doing bad instead of good. Instead of helping each other, they're arguing with each other, and it leaves everyone up in an uproar. What are you going to do now? These two people I'm talking about is the expressions from President Trump and President Trump and and um, um, no, um, and as time went on, I read about people happenings. Right now in our country, if you say anything wrong, we have the right to volunteer or even take the experience so that you could learn how to do shows, and that's your way of expressing your ideas and thoughts. Look at that. Isn't that a good idea? I thought it's a good idea. I get to express yourself and find a way to ease your body, mind, and spirit. People are wonderful people. I really love them. I had people, I have a better following, a few followers, and I really enjoy getting people's response of what I'm doing and what I'm saying about the country and politics and in our existence. Right now, things are very dangerous. I think our country is prepared for it. There's occurrences in the streets off of, and these people need assistance. And Daniel was making things difficult. You know, in one of his letters he sent to me, he said that it wasn't truth with what he did and say in one of his analysis of his speech. And he's okay, you know. We just saw him the other day, a few days ago, when he was on the air. He calmed down, he looked better. But we need to work with him. We need to work in such a way where we could separate him from church, from society, from our businesses, presidency. He said to me, "Help me, Karen. I need help, your hope." But I didn't help him. I didn't know how. When I worked with President Biden and President Clinton, we got a lot done. And with President Clinton, I had a good team. They would share the knowledge to all the right people. I was very happy about that. So now we're expanding out more to the people, average person. We got some money coming in. He was getting better items to work. The staff can pay them more money. And then from there they spend money. Then from there they go on and on to the needs they need to live with. I work mostly with the people who are who need our help. They're very, very poor. And I know friends that live in difficulty times, and we were given a lot of good help. Anyway, I live quietly, peaceful life. I do what I can to all others. We're going to get through this, people. We've done this before. Neither one wants war. This may lead into other wars in other parts of the country. We need to put a stop to that. There is people, regular people, can do things now that will help our country. Good people who couldn't afford treatment or health difficulties, but now they're getting the help there. Isn't that great? They're getting help, and they need more help, and let's give it to them. So what President Trump did that for us. He got the country to listen to us, not to support us with water and food. We receive the bare minimum. It's only around this time that we have things that are a little bit better, like water, drinks, non-alcohol food. Food was available, alcohol, things like that. But we're moving on and becoming a better life. More and more people are getting help, but we must extend it. And what happens is when a person gets good food, we had good food one day, and we took that food, and it would only be a good meal once a day, and that was lunch. And I tried to keep the people fed. I watched them. They did feed the people who were low income or below average, and we did pretty good. We did pretty good, and now the food's getting a little bit better, and we have now some money for go out and buy some clothes and buy some shoes, and it's very interesting how President Biden lifted us up to a higher level. Then President Trump, not doing everything correctly, but he did a lot, and he helps the people who are poor, who are lost, and need help. And so they got some money, they're feeling better themselves. Some of them even would go shopping for food, decent food that they can enjoy to eat. So it's getting better. But the thing is, remember this, people. I met a man at a local church in Norfolk. He works, and a lot of they hit the person who's poor, needs food. His money goes to pay for his food, things like that. And they kind of cut that out. And then with the money that came in as time passed, then they started making more money. Because it's almost like going from bottom to top listening items to be able to live a fuller life. It's pretty amazing. It's not so much the cameraman or the producer, director. They should get money too. But remember, us, all of us, have to do some real good things. We're doing better, and we want to keep it going. And I want to make a point. They should provide food for us. We have to pay for it. We have to pay for that food. Anyway, moving on. I did some. I've been doing shows talking about our way of living, and that we're poor and so on. What is the difference from being poor, doing things right? Everybody has a way to help each other as best they can. They don't have a lot of money. I want to talk to you. Another thing, though, is I did a lot of work for people, psychologically. They love talking with me, people. And I talk right away with them, and I give them ideas to do better in their life. It's a principle. That's why we get an education, a good education to prepare us for the future. We need to learn how to spend time with reading, writing, math, science, and also we're taught how to interact with our gifts much better. I did that. I would do several shows on that. And I expressed myself on how we could do it better, do things better for the poor. And remember, the person in leadership, in control, he's going to help the middle class, a little bit lower, so that they can get their food. The money for the Social Security, they have to, now they're able to get some food. They were paying money going directly to the people who We did our work. I think it's better. You know, you talk about releasing people from our country. Well, I want to say the people we are troubled by, I'm sorry, hands in this, is the people in the gangs who attack elderly people just for the money. And these people are trying very hard to make it on their own, but you don't have to. Do not have to carry a bag alone. There's lots of people there to help you. All you have to do is ask the right person, and they'll lead you to the right direction. To have better food, be sure to have a place to sleep and bathe. I'm happy. We're helping these people. I see less and less homeless people. But I'm going to say this again. When you can, hopefully soon, help those with clothing, food, and drinks, and let them, in their own way, prosper. They don't get those ice cream sundaes. Make homemade foods. Maybe other ministry around in your area could provide a meal for them, homeless. They do where I live. They just like go once a week to Sunday, get a home cooked meal. You don't have to pay for it. And they're doing good work for those people to get some food. That's a good thing. So, you know, this church is amazing. It knows what the people need to have. And that's a good thing. No one's taken from the other. We're still going strong. And you know what, people? You know what you get out of this is helping them rise up in all aspects with the mind, body, spirit. Now they're eating, having food, home cooked meals, and other meals. I think that's fantastic. I know it happens elsewhere in the country. Let's expand it to everyone in all states. Help them to get at least 1 or 2 good meals a week. And let them come in, start an education with these people, and we'll do better. There's people who do assistance. They'll go to your home, sit with you, do the items of working and helping each other with all our needs. And it's uncomfortable at first, but then when you get the help, you're so relieved. You didn't realize you were so stressed out because you were nervous where you're going to get your next meal. If someone could sit with you, help you with your meal, cook your meal, and help them do laundry, dust, and dishes, people who need to eat good food. And I think that's a good thing that you could use at the beginning of the point where you are suddenly homeless and you could go to assisted living, you know, to keep themselves so they don't hurt themselves. They could get a good meal at the church, and that's what they mean most. There's issues going on in the world. We're keeping it at best to not go into any bad areas anymore. No more lies, people. We have, what I did was I joined the group discussing about what's going on with the Russians, President Putin. Well, let's keep it going. Keep sending those letters to him. You know, writing is good, but maybe we should send out letters to these people, put it on air, and then take that information so that you can help people more. Everyone has bad times. It's all a matter of how we react to it, to act about it, and what you can or cannot do. You gotta recognize your weaknesses. What do I need the most? And I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. I think we're doing pretty good. and people are polite, courteous. I think some of the people realize that they're happy. They're happier, get stronger. And then another person comes in and has some food. I went to a local church, and it was for a person who passed. They have at the church. They have a big, big gathering, eating and some dessert, and we had such a good time. All that money went to his foundation, the person who passed away. We gave him his donations to treat his uh, church member and raise money to pay for the cost of uh, cost of so they would help these people. Then those people turn around and help. It's awesome. One person, what it does for them makes just glow. You know what that does? It's sure opposite. No food and good things. Even the poor are getting poorer. We gotta bring them up. But we have an idea for that. I help do the assistance, not necessarily the whole time, all the time. But right when here they need it, there's no place to go, they'll set up housing, place to live. And if the children are there with his family, they get taken care of too. And they're pretty negative towards each other. And it's the negative energy that does that to them. That does that to him. They have people like, don't want any help, I can do it on my own. No. God's teaching us, don't go it alone. Go with God, angels, and your dear friends. Because one day, our friends will need help too. So, there's a lot going on right now. I'm going to finish this show. I'm going to do another show later on. And I'll tell you a little bit more that's going on. But keep going your way. Stay upbeat. Say nice things to each other. Talk about the Bible. We won't get into talk about the Bible. Because I said you to read the Bible. You don't have to read the whole Bible. You don't have to start at the beginning. All you have to do is open the door, and you know what? Open the book up, you know what? You'll probably find during that reading time an answer from God on how to make your body and physical and emotional well-being in control. Control your emotions. In a way, you do better. You ask God for help with the Bible, it works. People receive extra help. If you do not want to read the Bible, there's plenty of books out there that describe certain events. And in some ways, you can see that Jesus experienced this, now you're experiencing this. We put Jesus up on a high level being. Did all kinds of, they call magic, they know how they did it. Which is an explanation for that. But they are doing okay. And as a person rehabilitates themselves, you start seeing them wear nicer clothes, more concentrated, more easy to think clearly. And there are people who, don't worry, there are people out there who want to help you, even though they suffer and they hurt people. They have hurt feelings as well. They work together. And it's time. I'm going to be talking to President Trump right now. I'm going to call him up and I'm going to help. Because I live in a very poor He did that so I would have a better understanding and a better way of helping. I have a better understanding how you could be helped. And then the people where I live started getting checks. They're happy. Like $2,000 checks. It comes from the country, comes from the state. It's a big help for them. I can tell you a story. It sounds funny, but maybe it's a coincidence, but it helps some people. Now, one man had a problem with his back and hip and leg, numbness, tingling. And so I said to him, I hope you feel better. He said a little prayer for you. Next day, he comes up to me while I was doing the show, and he says, I have no more pain. I'm healed. I'm better. Wouldn't you like to do that? Wouldn't you like to be able to sit down, heal that person yourself? Don't you want to learn that? So maybe you can help your child. If you're not able to help your child, go to where the doctors as expected. But sometimes God will gift us to be able to help another person. Only if God wants you to do that. God needs. But they are, grandchildren are so happy. They are just so happy that our country has changed and has become brighter, warmer, tolerable. We help each other. We're not being penalized for helping one another. We're helping each other.